guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. You are welcome back to our YouTube channel where we prepare all the delicacies, we make all the tutorial of hair and everything. So without wasting time, I will be taking you along step by step how we prepared this delicious ewedu soup. Stay tuned and watch to the end. And please, as you are watching, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and comment. So guys, at this time I'll be introducing our proteins inside the pot. First of all, I have here the catfish, and what I have here is panla fish, and here I have washed all my fish and my stockfish, that is my stockfish and my prawns, and the ishaki, which I'll be using as well. I've washed it again, and I have also cooked it half done. And there I have mackerel, I have mangala fish, and they are all well cleaned. And I have here locust beans. I think other people they call it iru, I don't know, but I know it as locust beans. And I also have the crayfish, which I'll be blending inside the pot that I'll be using to cook. So here, and our pot is clean, and first of all I'll be introducing our shaki inside, then the panla. The next is the stockfish and the prawns. The next also is the mangala. So as I was introducing all the fish inside the pot, I found that the pot was a kind of small for it, so I have no other choice than to change it. So it was, I have mackerel also. So what I did next was just for me to add water to it for cooking. So I added the water I actually need to cook my pot properly. The next, what I did was, then I have my mangi here. I'm using 5 cubes of mangi. So I've already picked it, and I'm adding it inside the fish that I'll be cooking. Next thing, I'm adding salt. You can add salt of your taste. It depends on the kind of food that you are preparing. So if the food you are preparing is much, then you know the quantity of your seasoning that you'll be adding. So the one I'm cooking is not that much, so I added the salt that I actually need, and onion and the iru. So next, I'm adding pepper because I really want my soup to be a kind of pepperish, but not so pepper because of the case, because the weather also is cold. So the next thing I did was to add our blended crayfish, which I blended off camera. So I'm adding it inside. So the next thing was for me to stir them together. I stir it properly so that all the ingredients will penetrate inside the fish, and everything will be everything will have a good taste. So next, I covered it. I on my gas for it to start cooking. And in here I have the ewedu that I will be using. I wash it off camera, and I put it inside the pot off camera as well. So the next thing, I'm adding I'm adding potage, just a little bit of potage. Then you go ahead to cover the pot. You on your gas to a little bit to be steam, so that you can be able to blend it. So here I came back to my pot. I found that okay, it's a little bit boiling, it's coming up gradually. So, and here this is what we have, is still boiling. So at this point, you take it easy to stir so that you don't break your fish before you finish to cook. So please, if you are still watching, if you have not yet hit on the subscribe button, please do that. Subscribe, like this video, comment what you think about this video, and also share my video to others who really need it. So at this point, our ewedu is steamed, and I've added it inside the blender. This blender is just for it to hack, but it's not going to blend it so smooth. So I covered it, then I blend. At this point, I've already added oil inside that pot of fish that I'm using to cook. I've already added oil, but I did it off camera, so I did it off camera. So I thought I was still recording, not knowing that it has went off. So here, this is how we want it to be. This is how we want it to be. And let's look at it. So our fish and everything is, ready to, is ready to receive the ewedu. Voila, is ready to receive the ewedu. So at this time, you can prepare it. If you want it to be thick, you can prepare it for it to be thick. But for me, I'm not preparing it to be thick because of my children, because of my kids. They really don't like, this draw soup that is that thick. So that is why I added a little bit of water to it, for it not to be that thick. So that is what I'm doing here. So I put all the ewedu which I blended. So the next thing, I stir it together, but I did it gradually so that my fish and everything will not, break, and there will be too much bone in the soup for the kids. And when you have a lot of bone inside, the kids cannot enjoy this. So I try to do it gradually. So at this time, I'm still stirring. Ewedu can blend in with the soup, with the fish easily, just like this. You just take it easy while stirring. So my soup is not that thick because of my children, but if you still want your own to be thick, it depends on the water which you are adding. So at this time, our ewedu is ready. I allowed it to cook for like 5 minutes more, and now our ewedu is ready to serve. Is ready to serve, and you can serve this ewedu with any fufu of your choice. You can eat it with amala, you can eat it with fufu, you can eat it with pounded yam, semolina,